My friends, I have procured 10 of the top swing speed trainers on the market. We're gonna go through them so that you know which one is right for you and what you need to avoid when choosing a swing speed trainer. Let's kick things off with the very popular Ripstick. This is repped by the young stallion Sebastian Twiddell, who has like some world record for ball speed, club head speed. I mean, the guy is an enormous human being and just absolutely smokes the ball. Swung the club like 169 miles an hour. It's like almost 260, 70 miles an hour ball. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, he uses Ripstick. This is a fantastic device. Here's what I love. It's like a 45-inch stick. It's got some play in it, okay? So that's good. And then what you do is, on this end, you have these removable weights that you can put in and take out. It's almost like loading like a weapon here, like a little revolver. You just put your bullets, so to speak, in like so, bam, 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 and then you would tighten the other end. And there's a little like groove so they hold securely on that end. So you have different weights, and they will not shoot out the front end. Don't worry about that. So they don't go in the front. I love that because nothing's gonna shoot out. There's not gonna have any flying projectiles. It also has a counterbalance weight on the butt end, which you could put in and remove as well. All right, this is $199 here. Who is this for? In my opinion, if you have a longer swing or you're looking to lengthen your swing, I would go with the Ripstick. It's really nice to swing back here. You get good rotation, good flexibility. I would say it's for that longer swinging fluid player. And in my experience, and you've seen it over the years, the people with the longer swings tend to have less injuries. They last longer. They're just a lot more supple. So you're back here. So if you're looking to get that in your game, then I would consider Ripstick. And this also comes with an awesome, cute little head cover right there. Now what to avoid. Okay, when you're looking at Ripstick, there's countless number of knockoff clubs and things like that. You can get it for much, much cheaper. This was one of them. This was sent to me. And this company is, I believe, out of business now. So this is, I never did a review of this, and this is why. Because this little guy, it's very similar, but what happens is they have these removable weights, and they come off the end here, like that. Okay, this is why I didn't like this, because what happens is, if something were to go wrong with this piece, or you didn't attach it perfectly, then this thing could shoot off, damage your screen, hit your cat, whatever you got. It's just not ideal. So if you're looking for a knockoff Ripstick, be careful. Do not get one that has a little fastener on the outside portion of the weight, because it can get dangerous. Next up is one I've had for a while. These are from Aero Swing, and they're roughly the same price for like one of these guys, 119 bucks-ish. These are very, very similar. So these are cool. You just slide on these wiffle style wind resistance things in here. Okay. And we've got a flexible shaft. I like that too. So you have a little tempo training up here, so you could feel the bend of it, and then it's a good timing and trigger mechanism. It's very similar, but I think this is going to be for a different player than Ripstick, personally. And here's why I think it's for a different player. Because you get a lot of resistance, or you can get a lot of resistance going back on that backswing. So if you're real flippy with your hands on the backswing, you do a lot of stuff, I think this really helps you have better structure at that first part of the takeaway, because you get a lot of resistance on the takeaway, and then you could set and fire through. So you get training really going this way and this way. So it's just for a different player. If you have good structure already, maybe another one is better for you. But if you need this one piece kind of takeaway and you're really fighting this kind of stuff with your hands, then I think arrow swing is a good option. It's great because you can start off kind of easy and work your way back. And in my opinion, it also helps you get in a great follow-through position here and hold that, because you can really feel the weight there. So if you struggle, like takeaway and sticking your finish, this is good, while it will also help increase your swing speed. All right, we got this guy, SuperSpeed by Dan Frost. Nothing really remarkable here, but I do think it's a pretty good swing speed training aid for a particular person, right? One, I've always said this, I love a training grip on a training aid. That's great. So it's gonna help reinforce proper grip fundamentals. It has this flag, which is good and annoying at the same time because it makes a lot of noise as you swing. So it's gonna turn a lot of heads if you go outside on the driving range. This thing, it's shorter, but it's really heavy. And this subtle flexibility here, and I love the weight of it. So it's got good weight to it, heavier than kind of the club. So this is good, in my opinion, for the really slow swing speed swinger who is more a beginner. So early in the game, just trying to learn how to kind of accelerate through the ball. If you don't know how to do that, this is going to give you a good audio reinforcement, so you know, like, oh, that's where I accelerate the most, because it'll make more noise as you turn those hands over. So if you can't square the club face up, you're newer in the game, you struggle with like a big slice or whatever because you leave the face open and all kinds of stuff, like this is going to help you get good grip, great fundamentals. So I think for $86, this is good for that newer player, newer beginner player that's not a kid, right? We don't want like swing speed devices, in my opinion, in the hands of juniors growing up. I think you should be like a teenager before you really start working on swing speed. So let's say you started in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and you're new. I think this is good for $86. You've seen these. This is the Power Stick. It's like $100. Again, we've got training aid grip. I like that. We don't have a flag that makes a lot of noise. What we have is this magnetic release deal. So it shoots off, which I kind of prefer later on. Like the flag is good, beginner. This is kind of intermediate level in my opinion, because it takes a bit of work to get the thing to release. Whereas the flag always makes noise, it might be difficult to hear the difference. So this, you swing, and you're trying to get it to snap. Again, it's a head turner, so if you want to take it to the range, great, but you get the idea. You can always put some tape right here so it doesn't make such a loud noise when it smacks it. So you can just put a little cushion there, if you wish. Might not be a bad option. It'll still release, so you know you did it. Doesn't need to be that loud, but good grip, subtle flexibility here. I like that for some tempo training. This also has like a controller so you can make it more difficult or easier to get the release, which is good depending on your issue, right? Like if you have too fast of a backswing, then it might release going back. And you wouldn't necessarily want that. That's a little too quick, a little too jerky at the top. So if you want to practice that, I like, because you can set it on a setting where, hey, oh, that's okay. I need to work on my backswing. Take it back slower, and then hold the release. So you actually want the looser setting would be really for holding that wrist even down longer before impact. Like if you're really trying to keep that elbow in and release here, this is good. Something like that. Will it increase your club head speed? A little bit, but it's really for people who need more timing in their swing, and timing will equal longer shots. So yes, it is a distance trainer and somewhat swing speed because you will release properly and you'll gain a ton more distance, but you're actually not creating any more speed, let's say, in your body with something like this, in my opinion. It's more of a timing mechanism so that you can be more consistent and longer. So there you go. It's Power Stick. Search it, Google it. Make sure you put Power Stick Golf when you search it. Just try, unless you're into other stuff, but let's stick to golf. This is the Twitch Trainer. I do like this thing. It's got this canvas kind of flap thing that you can roll up. You can do a lot of different things with it, and you can leave it open for more air resistance, which will, like we talked about, get you more distance in the long run. I don't think it's really going to increase your club head speed. There's just not a lot of resistance here. It's good, but it's, like I said, it's more tempo and timing than anything. And you feel it hit your back, and then you go. And it's just like it's a twitch trainer. So you're really training your fast twitch muscles here. So you get it, and then you go. Like, that's going to help increase your reaction time and your start, so that you will ultimately generate more speed. So that's what it's doing. It's tough to kind of measure that, like, oh, my fast twitch muscles are faster than they used to be. That's the only tough thing with something like this. It's good, but it's hard to measure. $100, I can measure $100, but like here, and then you go, right? That's kind of how I use this thing. This back, and then so you gotta be kind of like on it. It's for the person that just wants some low profile, lightweight, throw it in the bag, get out there, get a few swings, put it in the bag, and go. Twitch Trainer. All right, these are cool. These are from Slingshot Golf. Got kind of a short game and a long game one. Let's go long game. It's all kind of the same. They're updating these all the time. They have some with different weights you can put in there, but ultimately they're all very similar, and they're all very expensive. They're like $300 for one of these. And it's got these little bearings in there, magnets, that it's basically a bunch of the things we've seen already kind of mashed together. So it's got the flexible shaft, it's got the weight in the head, it's securely on there, that's a good thing. Then it's got this stuff inside so that you can have tempo, and it's got this magnet in here that you have to swing hard enough so that it shoots down the tube and you hear it release. So it's a lot of things put together. And there's actually 2 magnets, which is interesting. So we want a good, solid, fast backswing, release 1 magnet this way, and then the second magnet going forward. It's not easy. So there we go. So if you want to swing faster, you need a good takeaway so you can load and then go. A lot of times to get it, I got to push it forward. See, I didn't get it there. Didn't get it. Make sure it's loaded. You got to load it. So you take it back. Oh. I mean, that's hard. You feel that. It's a good workout. I think this is great for certain people, specifically coaches, because it's so expensive. So coaches would put this in the hands of a player, try this out, get them going, and then help train that particular student. So I think this is great for the coaches, just because it's so expensive. Like, I just don't see the benefit. For $100, I can get something maybe not as good, but this isn't, let's say, $200 better than the $100 model. Or I can get a $100 one and another $100 one, and we got everything I need, and I saved $100. So that's why I think it's more for a coach. There you go. Moving on. Next on the list, all right, SuperSpeed. You've seen the SuperSpeed Golf. These things come in a pack of 3. You got light, medium, and heavy. And it's for overspeed training, meaning swinging way faster than normal. and then all the way up to kind of like heavier than normal. So they have a whole program on their website, and you could do the whole training regimen. So for 149 bucks, you get this, go to their website, follow their classes, and if you want, looking for like a long-term, again, another long-term option for swing speed training over time, this will do it. Now, what I found is what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the thing, and you might not do the whole thing training, and then you won't keep training. So you're gonna lose the speed if you don't keep training. So know that going in. This will get you there, but then you're gonna back off. So what we want you to do is consistently do something over and over. Now, these are easy to pick up, easy to carry around. They come in 3, put them in your bag, throw them in your car, take them to the range. Easy to work with, even great way to warm up. Not really flexible at all, but that's okay. There's no counterbalance on the end. I do like the counterbalance, but this doesn't have that. These are great though for a certain person. Now, in my opinion, I think these are best for somebody who wants to continue long-term training to continue their speed. So probably, not in all cases, but in my opinion, younger players who are going to train for many years consistently versus, let's say you're in your 50s or 60s or whatever, you're probably not going to swing speed train. You want to keep your strength. And so I think they're not necessarily for the older golfer, in my opinion. You know, don't let that stop you. But in my opinion, I think the younger player, longer term training, these are fantastic for. But for 149, like, you can't really go wrong either. They're not breaking the bank. That's SuperSpeed Golf. Last but not least is Orange Whip Trainer. You see that? I think this guy has made a killing off this thing. So, by far the heaviest swing speed trainer we've gone through, and by far the most flexible. This is your standard one, 119 bucks for this bad boy. We've got counterbalance weight, like a pretty heavy counterbalance weight on the butt end of the club. Heavy orange ball on this end, and pretty heavy and flexible club. Who is this for? It's not for everybody, in my opinion. I think it's for a certain type of person, which is probably most golfers, to be honest with you. If you're a golfer who struggles at the top, meaning you've got all kinds of wandering issues here, you just can't seem to figure this out, over the top, whatever, I think the Orange Whip is fantastic, because what I like to do with this is take it back, and then your hands are gonna stop right here, and this is really gonna whip backwards, and it's gonna bend, and it's gonna force you to control it in your forearms here and your grip. So I'm not squeezing, I'm just kind of holding, and I'm learning to have great, what they call structure at the top of my backswing here. Right there. Oh, that feels good. And you could feel that all through your body. Now, you could misuse this and not get that benefit of the Orange Whip by just swinging it and continuing to have bad structure up at the top if you want. You know, you could just go like this and work down here at impact. That's fine too, and you will increase your club head speed. So that's why I say it's not for everybody. You have to be intentional about what you want to focus on here with Orange Whip. So you can be intentional, like, oh, I just want to stretch out. You can do that, and that'll be fine. But you can use a lot of other things to do that, like 2 clubs for free, right? If that's what you're just doing. Or if you want the tempo and strength training part and getting a great backswing with good rotation and feeling the bend, this will really help you out. And ultimately, that will lead to a better load, a better transition, more strength, power, timing, which equals more distance. And that's the Orange Whip Trainer in a nutshell. And that's everything you need to know about the top 10 swing speed training devices there are. Love you guys. See you next time.